Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond morning. Baba's Murli, today is the 6th of May 2024. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, in order to lighten your sins of this birth, tell the Father the truth and finish off your sins of previous births with the fire of yoga. Question: what one concern should you have in order to become God's helpers? Answer: you have to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance and definitely become pure. You should have the concern to become pure. This is the main subject. The children who become pure are the ones who can become the Father's helpers. What would the Father do alone? This is why you children have to make the world pure and create the pure kingdom with your own power of yoga. By following Srimad, first make yourselves pure. Om Shanti. You children definitely understand that you come to Baba to become refreshed. When you go to the centers at your own places, you cannot think in this way. It is in the intellects of you children that Baba is in Madhuban. The Father's Murli is spoken for you children. You children understand that you come to Madhuban to listen to the Murli. They have associated the word Murli with Sri Krishna. Murli doesn't have another meaning. You children have now understood very well. The Father has explained to you, and you also feel that you truly had become very senseless. No one else understands himself to be like this. When you come here, your intellects have this faith. Truly, we had become very senseless. In the golden age, you were such sensible masters of the world. Fools can't become the masters of the world. This Lakshmi and Narayan were the masters of the world. They were so sensible, which is why they worshipped on the path of devotion. Non-living images cannot say anything. People worship Shiv Baba, but does he say anything? Shiv Baba only comes once and speaks. Those who worship him don't know that that one is the Father who speaks this knowledge. They understand that Sri Krishna played the flute, in brackets the Murli. They don't know the occupation of the one they worship at all. So that worship, etc., would be fruitless until the Father comes. Many of you children have not studied any of the Vedas or scriptures, etc. The one true Father is now teaching you. You truly understand that the one who teaches you the truth is only the one Father. The Father is called the truth. He tells you the true story to change from an ordinary human into Narayan. The meaning is fine. The true Father comes, but if you want to become Narayan from an ordinary human, then he would definitely have to establish the golden age. It would not be in the iron-aged old world that is created. At the time of listening to the story, it would not be in any of their intellects that they will become Narayan from an ordinary human. You're now being taught Raja Yoga to change from an ordinary human into Narayan. This is not anything new. The Father says, I come and explain to you every cycle. How could I come in every age? You can show them the picture of Brahma and say, this is the chariot. This is his last impure birth of many births. And he is now becoming pure. We are also becoming pure. No one can become pure, and sins cannot be absolved without the power of yoga. No one can become pure by bathing in water. This is the fire of yoga. Water extinguishes fire, whereas fire burns. So, water is not a fire through which your sins can be burnt. This one has had the most gurus, and he has also studied a lot of scriptures. He was like a pundit in this birth, but there was no benefit through that. He didn't become pure or charitable soul. He just continued to commit sin. The Father has explained what he has explained. Those of you who consider yourselves to be children should tell the Father about the sins, etc., you have committed, as the Father is personally in front of you. And then that burden of sin will become light. You will become light in this birth. Then you also have to make effort to remove the burden of sins of many births that are on your heads. The Father is explaining yoga to you. It is only with yoga that your sins will be absolved. Only at this time do you hear these things. No one can relate these things in the golden age. The whole drama is predestined. The whole drama continues to turn second by second. 1 second cannot be the same as the next. Your lifespans also continue to decrease second by second. You are now applying a break to your lifespans being reduced and are increasing your lifespans with yoga. You children now have to increase your lifespan with the power of yoga. Baba emphasizes yoga a lot, but some don't understand this at all. They say, Baba, I forget you. This is why Baba says, yoga is not anything else. It is just the pilgrimage of remembrance. By remembering the Father, your sins will continue to be cut away. Your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. There is also an example about this. One person said to another, you are a buffalo. So he began to consider himself to be a buffalo. And when he was told to come out of a door, he said, since I am a buffalo, how can I come out of this door? Meaning the door is so small, he's so big. Baba continues, it was as though he truly had become a buffalo. This is just an example that they have made up. Otherwise, there is no one like that. That is not an accurate example. An example is always given of a thing that is based on something real. On the path of devotion, people now celebrate festivals about the things that the Father explains to you at this time. They have made so many meals, etc. But whatever happens at this time, it is then made into a festival. You are becoming so clean here. People become so dirty at the meals. They rub mud on their bodies because they think that their sins will be erased through that. Baba himself had done all of that. That is, of course, from Baba. Baba continues. The water is nasty. It's very dirty. People go and they rub mud on themselves. They believe that their sins will be absorbed. Then they use water to clean off that mud. When some Maharajas, etc., went abroad, they used to carry an urn of Ganges water and drink that on the steamer. Previously, there was no aeroplanes or motor cars, etc. Look, all of the things they have invented is in the last 100 to 150 years. All of the science will be useful at the beginning of the golden age. There, it doesn't take them long to build palaces, etc. Your intellects are now becoming divine, and so they will be able to do all the work easily, just as you have mud bricks here. So you will have gold bricks there. There is a story of Maya that portrays this. In the path of devotion, it's said that one gets a vision of bricks in the subtle region and wanted to bring it back. So Baba say is referring to that. In brackets, bringing the gold bricks from the subtle region. Baba continues. They just sat and made up a plane to show that there truly are gold bricks in the golden age. That is called the golden age. This is called the iron age. Everyone remembers heaven. Their images exist all the time. And this is why they speak of the original, eternal, ancient religion. Then they speak of the Hindu religion. because they become vicious. They call themselves Hindus instead of deities. How could they be called deities? Wherever you go, you have to explain this because you are messengers. You have to become the Father's. Bible says you have to give, the Father's introduction to each and every one. Some will quickly understand that what you are saying is right and that you truly do have two fathers. Some would say that God is omnipresent. You understand that you receive a limited inheritance from one father and that you receive the unlimited inheritance from the biological father for 21 births. You have this knowledge at this time. You don't have this knowledge there. Only at the confidence age do you receive the inheritance, so that you are then able to rule the kingdom for birth after birth for 21 generations. You become the masters of the whole world. You have come to know this now. There is no question of those whose intellects have firm faith having any doubts. You receive the unlimited inheritance from the unlimited Father. When Shiv Baba comes, he must surely give you the inheritance. This is why Baba says, this badge is very good. You must definitely wear it. You have to give this message to every home. Some will believe you and others will not. Whenever destruction takes place, they will understand that God has come. Then those whom you give the message will remember. What will they remember? Who are those angels dressed in white? That is what they will remember. That image would have been in their mind. Baba continues. You also see angels in the subtle region. You know that Mama and Baba become such angels with the power of yoga. And so you can also become that. The Father enters this one and explains all of these things to you. He gives you knowledge directly. You children also have the knowledge in you that Baba has in him. When you go up above, that part of knowledge ends, and you then play your parts of happiness. And then you play your parts of happiness that you have received, and you also forget this knowledge. So wherever you children go, you should always wear the badge as a sign of, being a messenger. Even if others laugh at you, it doesn't matter. Why would they laugh at you since you are telling them right things? That one is the unlimited Father. His name is Shiv Baba. He is the bestower. He comes and he establishes heaven. This is the most auspicious conference age. You children have received all of this knowledge, and so why should you forget it? It is absolutely accurate. Whilst you move along, you have to remember the Father and the inheritance, the land of peace and the land of happiness. You children, come here and go back after hearing the Murli, and you then also have to listen to it and relate it to others. It is not that only one Brahmin teacher reads the Murli. Brahmin teacher have to make others the same as themselves and prepare them, because only then will you be able to benefit many. If one teacher goes away, can't another teacher run that center? Baba says, is it that no knowledge has been imbibed? Students should have the interest to study and teach others. The Murli is very easy. Anyone can imbibe this knowledge and conduct class. The Father is sitting here. The Father says to the children, what he says to the children, you must not have any doubts about anything. It is only the one Father who knows everything. Baba says, you just have the one aim and objective. There is no question about this. I sit in the early morning and help you children on the pilgrimage of remembrance. I remember all the unlimited children. The whole world has to be made pure, by you children, with the help of your remembrance. It is not that you each give your finger. I'll read over. It is in this that you each give your finger. The whole world has to be made pure. So the Father keeps an eye on all the children. All of you will go to the land of peace. He draws everyone's attention. The Father would also be sitting in the unlimited. I have come to purify the whole world. Since he's come to purify the whole world, I give a current to the whole world so that it becomes pure. Those who have the full power of yoga will then understand that Baba is now sitting here and teaching the pilgrimage of remembrance, through which there will be peace in the world. When you children stay in remembrance, through which there will be peace in the world. When you children stay in remembrance, you receive help. Children who can help are also needed. Only God's helpers, whose intellects have faith, will remember the Father. Your first subject is to become pure. That is, you children have to become instruments together with the Father. You call out to the Father, O purifier, come. what would he do by himself? He needs helpers. You know that you will purify the world and then rule the whole world. Bible says, when your intellects have such faith, you will have that intoxication. You children know that you are establishing your own kingdom for yourselves with the power of your yoga by following the Father's stream. This intoxication should rise within you. This is something spiritual. You children know that every cycle, Baba makes us into the masters of the world with this spiritual power. You also understand that Shiv Baba comes and establishes heaven. You now just have the concern of this pilgrimage of remembrance on your heads, where Baba says you have to make effort whilst doing your business, etc. Stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. The Father inspires you to earn a huge income in order for you to become ever healthy. Baba says you now have to forget everything. We souls now are now going back home. You are made to practice being soul conscious. You are made to practice being soul conscious. Whilst eating, drinking, walking, and moving around. Baba says, can you not remember the Father? Whilst eating, drinking, walking, and moving around, can you not remember the Father? Whilst sewing clothes, your intellects should be connected in yoga with the Father. This is very easy. You understand about the cycle of 84 births that has now ended. The Father has come to teach us soul's Raja Yoga. The world history and geography continue to repeat. The same thing happened in the previous cycle too. It has been repeated now. Only the one Father explains the secrets of this repetition to you. Everyone has received a part and in the drama that they continue to perform. You children are given advice. And what advice? Back to the Murli. Remember the Father. And you will become Satopradhan. And then your bodies will be shed. You souls now have it in your intellect that you have to become Satopradhan, because you now have to return home. Baba says, you were not to say this in the golden age. There you would say, you have to shed your old bodies and take another. There is no question of sorrow. Here, this is the land of sorrow. They are old bodies, and so you understand that you have to shed them and return home. Baba says, you have to remember the Father constantly. Baba says, that incorporeal Father alone is the ocean of knowledge. Only He comes and grants everyone salvation. The Father says, I also uplift the sages. You now have yoga with the one Father. All of you souls have a right to claim the inheritance from the Father. Consider yourselves to be souls and become soul conscious constantly and become soul conscious and constantly remember the Father, and your sins will continue to cut away at okay to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children. Love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapta. The spiritual Father says, Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual Father. Essence for Dharana points to practice for today. First point, listen to the Murli and then relate it to others. As well as studying, also teach others. Become a benefactor. Your badge is a sign of you being a messenger. So always wear your badge. Second point, in order to establish peace in the world, stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. Just as the Father's vision is unlimited and He gives a current to make the whole world pure, so follow the Father and become His helpers too. Baba's blessing for today. May you become free from any bondage of action and experience the karmatic stage by having a balance of karma and yoga. Baba very practically explains this. He says, may you become free from any bondage of action and experience the karmatic stage by having a balance of karma and yoga. Baba explains the blessing. When you have a balance of karma and yoga, you then absolutely become successful in every act. A karma yogi soul never becomes trapped in any bondage of karma. Someone who is free from any bondage of karma is called karmatit. Karmati does not mean that you go beyond action. You must not be detached from action, but detached from becoming trapped in any bondage of action. Such a karma yogi soul will make the action of others elevated with his own actions. For such a soul, every action would be entertainment. He would not experience anything to be difficult. Baba's slogan for today. God's love is the alarm clock that awakens you at Amritvale. God's love is the alarm clock that awakens you at Amritvale. Baba's has many concerns for us, but we also have a concern, and that is to be his helpers. So we've got to make that special effort to help Baba draw thoughts, words, and actions. So let's have a powerful day in Baba's sweet remembrance. Om Shanti.